Hey guys, welcome back to 101 West 3rd. We've been busy for about a year down here, and finally I think have some pretty cool stuff to show you. So let's walk around and check it out. Obviously it looks a little bit different. This is where we walked in for that initial video about a year ago. And if you remember, there was kind of the display area with drywall. The mural that was of that water scene was right about there. And obviously everything got taken out of the room. There were those ceiling tiles, and then above those there was lath and plaster. And so we ripped all that down and revealed these beautiful old wood beams. And as well as on these wood beams, we were really excited to see what these looked like underneath. It has this really cool little bevel that was made naturally when they built it. This was here originally, not naturally. And found out that this building, thanks to the museum, the Sioux City Museum, they gave us a great history. And this building was originally built as a showroom for Anderson Furniture Company back in 1912. So that makes a little bit of sense as to why some of these decorative things were in this building originally. So yeah, we have this beautiful ceiling, beautiful beams, and then we were able to save the old wood floor. We believe this is a maple wood floor. It's either maple or beech, but a lot of scraping and sanding and finish work to get it to this point, but we think it's really, really pretty at this point. The walls, they were covered in plaster, and so I spent about a couple weeks chipping those off with the jackhammer, and then we also sandblasted the walls to get them back to this just bare brick finish. The windows up front, you'll remember, only were at the bottom. So this bottom portion was open, but then originally it did go all the way up. So there were headers way up high. So we went ahead and opened the windows up high to allow more natural light in. And that made a big difference as to how the space feels. Same thing on these side windows. The windows originally were only probably about the top half. So we cut out the brick and lowered them down. So now when you walk in, you really feel like you're in downtown Sioux City versus just on like the Prospect Hill area. You feel like you're right in the middle of downtown, which is pretty awesome. As far as what the layout is going to look like, over here, this is the old bar from the dunes. So cash register, the pour over machines, grinders, our Mavam 3 group will sit right here. And then obviously the back bar. We'll use this as a training area, as well as we do plan on having some hours that'll be open for retail, for people to come in and enjoy some coffee. Our plan for this location though is it's not going to be like a copy of our Sunnybrook store. This is our headquarters, this is our roast lab, this is where we warehouse and where we office out of. So it'll be a little bit different. We'll have a limited menu, but everything we have here will be good, and the ambiance and the feel of this place will be great as well. So back here in this area is where we'll probably have some tables and chairs, possibly even some booths for seating. Through the middle here, we're gonna have, I have 2 green velvet couches ordered that'll sit right here. And then we'll have some more soft seating here and back underneath that chandelier as well. This counter is going to be for our packaging. So there'll be some more shelves and counter area along that wall, but this is where we'll bag and seal all of our whole bean coffee. So that's what this counter will be for. There's a fun little toy we got this summer. This is our Nitro Coffee mobile cart. So keep an eye out for that this summer out around town. Our roaster is going to sit right here and go out through that hole with the venting, but the roaster itself will sit right there. And found this super cool old scale here in town that I was able to pick up. And it's an old mechanical scale from probably right around the time that this building was built in the early 1900s. So I thought this thing was pretty darn cool, and found a home for it here in our store. Love to watch that thing go. These racks are gonna be for our green coffee. So the coffee that's in the burlap sacks will be on pallets that'll be stored there. And that pretty much gives you a summary of what this room will be. So why don't we go ahead and go check out the warehouse area. All right, so we're out in the warehouse area now. If you remember, this area was all just brick walls, and there really wasn't much back here. So we painted the ceiling, painted this wall. Annika Colbo has been working in here to paint these leaves, coffee leaves and plants on our walls. And I think it really creates a cool vibe back here. So she's still kind of in the process of getting that done. But this is where we'll warehouse. So all of our cups, lids, sauces, syrups, our Torani, our Calafia, all of that good stuff, extra machines, equipment, that'll all be back here. That sign up there used to be on the outside of our Dunes location, and we found a nice little home for it here. And then we put all new exterior doors, overhead doors in, and then Suter helped us with all new HVAC. So we have brand new HVAC out here. Sioux City Electric has been helping us out with new electrical service. And so all that new stuff is here. And the bones of the building are original, but that's about it. All the electrical, all the plumbing, all the HVAC has all been replaced. And this is Plendel Plumbing is helping us with the plumbing, and we're getting going with that here. So that's kind of gives you a summary of the warehouse. And then this old portion way back here, this door was never here. And they used to use this back area just to store extra junk. When we bought it, there was just a bunch of old water heaters and stuff out there. And so we went ahead and put in a steel lintel over the door and opened this up to where now we have a much higher ceiling area. And this is our cup and lid storage. So this is what around 150,000 cups looks like from Seda. And we have our two big overhead doors over here. And this is where we'll do shipping and receiving, as well as our cup order, or cup storage, excuse me. And this sign is special because this one was the very first Stone Brew sign that was on the exterior of our Gordon store. So it was a special one to get hung back up. All right, so here at the back of our showroom, coming back into this old hallway, the bathrooms used to be here in this main portion of the building. Like I said, this was built in around 1912. And then this portion is actually one of the oldest buildings probably in downtown on Prospect Hill. This was built around 1890 as a cold storage facility. So when we were taking down like all the old ceiling, there was sawdust in all of the joists separating all the floors. And that was all done as insulation. So it's kind of a cool thing, again, that the museum here in town helped us find out that this was originally, I think it was called Interstate Cold Storage back in the late or early 1890s, late 1880s. This is where our bathrooms are going to be now. So there'll be a two-stall restroom here. And then just down the way, there'll be another two-stall restroom as well. And this little hallway coming down, and this room is a little too dark to really see, but we'll have a little employee break room and kitchenette area. And then this room is where we're going to have some offices, as well as our espresso and just machine repair area. So there will be counters all the way along that wall where you see that electrical running, and we'll have workbenches where we can work on espresso machines and grinders and get those tuned up, as well as bench test the new equipment, as that's a part of our business now at Stone Brew. That we have our retail store that most people know about down on Sunnybrook, but now this is like a whole different side of our company where we roast and distribute coffee. We distribute all of the products that we use in our store, as well as sell and service the equipment. So our Mavam espresso machines, Simonelli, La Marzocco, Victoria Arduino, all of those great brands, we actually sell and service the equipment. So this is where we'll do that repair. And then this is where we'll have some of our office area for our salespeople. So that pretty much shows you where we're at. Obviously, we have a little bit more work to do. Our target as far as opening is going to be, let's call it somewhere around April to May. And so kind of keep your eyes out on our socials. Really appreciate all the attention and excitement that people have been giving us with this project, and can't wait to share it with you all. So this is the upper floor. So we're right above that main area where we're going to roast coffee. And we opened up this big old hole that goes down to that main floor, and there'll be a stairway that comes up along that window and then turns and comes up right here by this chimney over here. And then this is going to be available for lease, actually. So I'm working with Taylor Grody with Honeywave, and we found a spot for that on the lower level that's gonna work well, which opened this up for lease. So keep an eye out for that. If you're interested in it, this area up here, this room itself, is around 3,500 square feet. And then there's a back area where there's 2 bathrooms, a conference room, and then another room there's just a multi-purpose room, and that is another roughly 2,000 square feet. So roughly 5,500 square feet total up here that's available. Beautiful high ceilings, the old maple wood floor we have down to just a natural color ready for stain. Old brick walls. The nice thing about these brick walls is they never had any plaster on them, so it's just the original finish that's really pretty. And then obviously we opened up all of the windows. And these windows are spectacular for the view of downtown. You can see Hard Rock, you can see up 5th, and just a really spectacular vantage point of the city. So if you're interested in maybe sharing a space with us up here, you can direct message us on any of our social medias, and you'll probably end up coming to me. My name is Brad, and we can set you up and go over the details on that.